This short story takes place in the 60s. We are here in Makeno village, one of the new little mushroom towns in Kenya. This is Stanley, father of one child. He is a converted preacher. His life is influenced by their new religion, the Calvinism. He converted because their son, John, is a bastard. He's very strict and dominant. Stanley is married to Susanna for a really long time. She's a thoughtful person and cares about their child. And here's John, their son, who is well educated. So he's going to leave his hometown to study in Makerere in Uganda. There's the main university of East Africa. Everybody knows and likes him. He fears his father and is mortally afraid of him. Although his religion is the Calvinism, he respects tribal traditions. He has got a girlfriend called Vamuhu. She's a beautiful but uneducated young girl. In relations to the tribal traditions, she has been circumcised. This turns out to be a real problem in terms of their relationship. This is Vamuhu's family: the father, the mother, and their kids.
John stands at the door. The mother sits in the house. The father comes, and John is about to leave. The father says to him, "Sit down, where are you going?" John,
For a walk.
"To the village?"
Yes, nowhere in particular.
And John thinks by himself,
Oh, does he know? Does he not know? Why doesn't he once say he knows about it? I'm so frightened.
and then John leaves.
Why do you persecute our boy so much? It is as if he was not your son.
You know, I want the boy to grow in the Lord.
But you make him fear you.
Why? He should not fear me. I have really nothing against him.
It's you. You have always been cruel to him. After a tasteful dinner with the family, John sneaks out of his hut. He's walking through the night, thinking about his father and his trip to Uganda. He reaches his girlfriend's house. Standing in front of the hut's entrance, he fears, what should I do? Wait for her outside? What if her mother came out? But he decides to enter. Everybody is there. The mother, the father, and even the kids. But not the one he is looking for. So he asks, "Where's Vamuhu?"
She will be right back.
Didn't I tell you? Trust a woman's eye.
You don't know this young man.
But you see, John is different. And the preacher's son.
You forget your daughter is circumcised.
What does it matter? Is the Muhu not good enough?
But he's spoiled by the white man's traditions and their religion. In the past, it was completely taboo to touch a girl in that way, even if you slept in the same bed. But then the white man came, preaching a strange religion, strange ways which all men followed, the tribe's code of behavior was totally broken.
After that, Vamuhu and John walked together through the night in silence. Do your parents know?
No, I really can't tell them about this.
But you have delayed it for so long. When will you tell them?
Tonight I will.
You know that I'm pregnant for over 3 months now.
Do you think you could wait for 3 more weeks? All right, I'll think something up till tomorrow.
Again, he thinks by himself.
Why don't marry her? She's beautiful. I do love her, don't I? If only Vamuhu was not circumcised.
And he thinks and thinks and finally falls asleep. And after a while, he wakes up and goes home. The next day was the day of decision. He, John, would fall from the gates of heaven down through the open waiting gates of hell. Ah! He could see it all, and other people would say. All would shun his company, all would give him oblique looks that told so much. The trouble with John was that his imagination magnified the fall from the heights of goodness, out of all proportion. And fear of people and consequences ranked high in the things that made him contemplate the fall with so much horror. John devised all sorts of punishment for himself. And when it came to thinking of a way out, only fantastic and impossible ways of escape came into his head. He simply could not make up his mind. And because he could not, and because he feared father and people and did not know his true attitude to the girl, he came to the agreed spot, having nothing to tell her. Whatever he did looked fatal to him. In the end, they meet, and he tells her,
Look, Vamuhu, I'll give you money. Then you can say that it was someone else who made you pregnant. And then you can marry him. You know that I can't do this. It's just impossible.
No, I cannot do that. How can you?
I'll give you 200.
No.
I'll give you 300.
No.
I'll give you 400, 500, 600, 1,000, 10,000, 20,000.